All right, welcome back, guys. Today we're gonna be doing another product from Grooming. Last time we took a look at their clay pomade as well as a cream pomade. Today we're gonna be taking a look at their sea salt spray. A little bit different from the traditional pomades that we've looked at. I've done a couple of sea salt sprays here and there, and in general it still kind of confuses me, so bear with me as I try and kind of elaborate my thoughts on what sea salt sprays do in general. My impression was that you spend a day at the beach, you end up with like this like weird kind of sticky semi matte, I don't even know how to explain it. It's essentially, just think of it as like either you've gotten very light hairspray in your hair, very light like paste or wax, and there's just like this very fine light control to it, and in a way it's still messy, but at the same time it still looks pretty decent and good. So that's essentially what the sea salt spray tries to achieve. Just in case you guys didn't know what that was, I just realized traveling to Tennessee there isn't a beach, and that just kind of blew my mind, just because I've grown up in California and beaches are like literally everywhere in almost every direction you go. So that kind of flabbergasted me, and I'm just like, whoa, some people have never experienced this. So figured I'd explain that just a tiny wee bit. So let's go ahead and do the usual. We got the design of the bottle. In this case, we'll go ahead and do the application process. And I figured for this, from what I've seen on YouTube and just from other people's recommendations, there's definitely different ways to apply sea salt spray depending on the usage. So you can apply it alone and just kind of let it set, and then that's pretty much it. You can apply it, use the hair dryer, and kind of add volume and control and just like an extra oomph to it, if that makes sense. So those are the two things I figured we probably should take a look at just with the sea salt spray alone. And then we're gonna go ahead and combine it with, let's see, I think I'm gonna combine it with the clay pomade, just because it almost kind of kind of exaggerates that dryness or that kind of looseness in terms of what style I want. Wouldn't really necessarily make sense to add it to the cream pomade, just because that is a little bit more slick, and by adding this I'm just kind of taking that a step back in terms of slickness. So that kind of defeats the purpose of like why I would be using that cream pomade in the first place. I would rather want this to supplement another product that is also in the category of being like a dry product. So I think those are the three avenues I'm going to be taking in terms of how I'm approaching this review. Initially, again, sea salt spray by itself, and then sea salt spray with the hair dryer, and then sea salt spray, this is a ton of work, a sea salt spray with the clay pomade. So let's go ahead and jump into the design of the bottle. So taking a look at the bottle, we see that Grooming, this is a little bit different. The last two pomades have been in black labels with that gold foil metallic finish. This is a little bit on the opposite spectrum, is inverted, where things, is that metallic print? I can't tell, but I don't think it is. So a little bit off brand in that sense, but it still falls in line with the traditional or American traditional art. Pretty sick sailor with the snake crawling. Is that a snake? I think that's a snake or octopus tentacle, but regardless, that's pretty sick art. We have ingredients, directions, what the product is, as well as other branding material. Can't really take a look at the product just because it's essentially water, but I'll go ahead and spray in my hair and see what happens. Just go ahead and do application process. So with most sea salt sprays, you want to shake up the bottle just because the salt or whatever solids are in the actual spray itself, things do separate and kind of, I forget what the chemistry word for that is, sedentize, whatever the case, it does kind of separate. So just shake it up and that should kind of disperse everything evenly. There is no recommendation on how many sprays to use, but I'm gonna be a little bit generous. So just make sure you take off your glasses because this thing is oil. Once you get it on your glasses, it's pretty hard to get out. So I think I'm at 8 or 7 sprays. That should be good. So let's call it there. I think that's pretty even. I don't expect a crazy amount of hold just because it's essentially a very light product. Right now, you guys do see that things do have a slight hold to them. So I can do like a baby comb over. Just kind of get things all cleaned up. But can't really do much until the water kind of dries up. So I'm gonna go take a quick 5 to 10 minute break, see how things settle, and then I'll get back to you guys. But right off the bat, scent itself is pretty right off the bat, the scent itself is pretty refreshing. We do get a light orange kind of peel scent, not as strong as the other two products, but still a very nice fine citrus scent, and overall very refreshing. So see you guys in like 5 to 10. All right, so I think things have dried up pretty well. So this is about 10 minutes after. See that it's a very light hold with a very matte finish. Very little to like natural shine, if anything. That could just be my hair, but overall, super light hold. Pretty flexible. It's not crunchy or crispy in any way. So hair feels good. Things can be easily adjusted if needed. So there you guys have it. That's gonna be the first just the first presentation of what the sea salt spray can do. So we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit more and just use the blow dryer to see what the actual combination of the two can do. So let's go ahead and do. So I might just add like, oh no, might just add like 5 or 6 sprays. This is just to show you guys, so I don't think you guys will need like 16 sprays to get all this done. So let's go ahead and get the blow dryer. Cool. So right off the bat, you see that there is definitely a little bit more volume. Things do feel a little bit more solid in terms of what hold is provided. I just feel like I'm able to kind of adjust my hair a little bit more directly rather than loosely. I hope that makes sense. There's just more control overall. That's what I'm going for. Man, I'm out of words today. But yeah, let's take a look. I definitely recommend using a blow dryer if you do intend to style your hair. But if you're just okay with just messing around with it and hope things kind of work out on its own, then no need for a blow dryer. So because of all that, I think things are pretty good. I'm pretty sure I can go throughout the day doing just this. Actually, I'll just go ahead and do that. And then once we get back, we can apply pomade. Essentially, this will become a pre-styler. And there you guys have it. All right. Welcome back, guys. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. As you guys can see, things haven't really done much, which in a way is a really good thing when you're trying to style your hair. So things have loosened up a slight bit, but you can kind of mess around with it and restyle it. Things do feel a little bit drier, but it's not like crackly like when you have a gel or hairspray kind of finish to your hair. This just feels like beach hair, like straight up. So overall, the scent is essentially gone. We don't get too much of a shine at this point either, probably because my hands have soaked it all up. But let's go ahead and do the application of the clay pomade and see how this acts as a pre-styler as well. So you guys are getting 3 reviews in hopefully less than 10 minutes, but I doubt that. So I'm probably gonna use about 1 scoop's worth just to get a good idea of what a realistic approach to this will be. So spread around my palms. The clay pomade adds a little bit of shine back into your hair. It still kind of stays about the same in terms of how you styled it initially. We still get a good amount of hold. This adds a little bit more control to it and a bit of weight. So you guys can see a lot of the strays have been kind of dampened. In terms of like volume or height, I'm not getting anything extra, maybe because my hair, that's the extent of it. So I think maybe I should do this combo more often. It does feel pretty good. Kind of messy, kind of not. Get away with being lazy but chic at the same time. So that give you guys a little bit of a 180 tour. Cool. So there you guys have it. That's gonna be the Brooklyn Grooming Sea Salt Spray. I think my preference out of the 3 is using the blow dryer with the sea salt spray. This just adds a little bit too much of a process. If I did do sea salt spray, did the blow dryer, and then the pomade, that's just 1 too many steps, even though that's just 3. So I think I'm gonna stick with the sea salt spray plus a blow dryer just because it's pretty damn easy. Once my hair gets a little bit longer, I'm probably just gonna do sea salt spray by itself just to maintain some kind of control over the frizziness. So definitely on my good side of sea salt sprays. Does provide a good amount of hold. I haven't had too much luck with a lot of other sea salt sprays just because, I don't know, I just don't. So there you guys have it. Tune in until next time. Take care, guys, and I'll see you. Peace.